What's going on, everybody? Doing a little live chat tonight here on the YouTube and Twitch stream. So, hey, welcome to everybody involved. You guys, just kind of a free-for-all. You guys can get involved however you please, whatever tickles your fancy, whatever wets your whistle that you guys want to get in on. I put Miami Heat off-season trade and free agents in the live chat. I figure that's kind of the hottest thing everybody's into right now, other than the Cats. But I know what it is. I know for these channels that everybody what they're going for. So you guys can fire away, and we'll try and get to some of your questions. I got them all up here. Shout out to everybody who is in there. You guys can talk about whatever you want to. Like, look, you guys want to talk Heat? I'm all ears. You guys want to talk Dolphins? I'm here. You guys want to talk Cats? I'm here. You want to talk Marlins? I'm here. You got radio show questions, radio old questions. You got life questions, whatever. You guys, whatever you want to get to, dude, it is all here for you on the live chat here tonight. And we'll get to it, man. So we'll hit it up with some of these chat questions. And let's get it going. Let's get it going in this. Justin says, by the way, he says, you got Cats in 6 or 7. Well, look, I originally had Cats in 5. You know, my call was Cats in 5. The only person to really ask me for a prediction, because I was on vacation at the time, was doing an interview with the Sun Sun. They're like, prediction? And I was just like, Cats in 5. Thought that would have been nailed. It did not. So I'll go with the next best thing, which is Cats in 6. So we got that. Edwin says, what's up with Jimmy? I don't really know. I don't know where we're at with Jimmy right now. I don't have any updates on Jimmy. I don't have any info on Jimmy. I only have my opinion on Jimmy, which is I would like to keep Jimmy, and I like to keep Jimmy happy. So I would like to extend Jimmy. But I'm not the Heat. And I don't run the Arison's checkbook, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I do know that what has happened in the past with stars and, you know, money and whether they should pay him or not is that it's usually not ended well. So I do have my fears that it's not going to end well. But like GVO says, he says, I hope Jimmy stays. As do I. Let's see. Jason says, let's get to this. Why does the Heat media and Twitter think trading Tyler makes us a contender? He fits better with Bam than Jimmy does and gets much less back in a trade. I don't think I've heard the opinion that trading Tyler Herro makes us a contender. I think that in the past, the reason why Tyler Herro has been the top guy that people have put out there is because he was probably looked upon as the Heat's best asset. He was, you know, at the time 22, 23. He could average 20 points. He was a dynamic shooter, but you're looking for a little bit more of a speed in the timeline upgrade. So that's why he was always dangled out there. And to his credit, the man is undefeated against trade rumors, never lost. He is, he's like LeVar Ball. He is like Floyd Mayweather. He's got a black belt in trade rumors. My stance has been this entire offseason so far, I don't think Tyler Herro is going to necessarily get traded, especially, you know, looking at the guys that are out there and the assets that are out there. I don't look at Tyler Herro as the Heat's best asset anymore. I would say that Jaime is probably their best asset because Jaime makes peanuts. And you look in a league where cheap contracts are going to become even more and more valuable, and he's going to go into a sophomore deal, and you know, he was first team all rookie. I think Jaime is honestly the guy that a lot of people are going to be asked for, and Jovic. So I don't necessarily agree with you there, man. I don't think that that has been the narrative so far, because I don't think Tyler Herro's, and part of it has to do with value too. I don't think that Tyler Herro's leverage is really in a high spot right now, and I think that the Heat, you know, would like to see. I think the Heat, like, you know, contrary to popular belief, you know, it's not like they have put him out on the trade block all the time. The media, guilty, or, you know, Heat Twitter, whomever, they've all put it out there, but they really haven't put him on the block for what they say is anything legitimate. So I don't know. I don't know what this summer's going to turn into, but I think as far as will it turn him into a contender, I think those go with the questions of, can he contribute on a postseason level, which he hasn't really shown since his rookie year. So that's what I got there. What else we got? Broham says he trade Tyler for a pub sub. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Let's see. Nicholas, what do you think about Tatum showing the Larry O'Brien trophy in Miami? I think, Nicholas, you know what my feelings are about that. I'm disgusted by it. I hate it. I hate the idea that they're perusing and parading around this city. Go celebrate in your own day. See, like, I'll give Joe Mazzulla. People give Joe Mazzulla a lot of crap. I give Joe Mazzulla credit because that man has been a man of the people. Go out there, have the people of Boston touch the trophy, be amongst the people, celebrate with your fans. I just find it strange, like you got all summer to celebrate. You can go anywhere. And yeah, it seemed like a blatant FU to the Miami Heat to come around here. And, what do you expect from those lamos? But they're champs. I guess they could do what they want. But F them, dude. Bam Adebayo. What's up, man? How are you? Tobin, talk about Trey and how he fits with our players. I think that Trey would be an interesting fit. Here's the thing. I don't want him to be my plan A. Bam. I'm not interested in hey, is the first target Trey Young? But if all else fails, if there's no Donovan Mitchell to be had because he signs his extension, and there's no Damian Lillard because he wants to stay in Milwaukee, I think you should kick the tires off it. You can't ignore the offensive firepower that the guy has. It's among the best in the league. And especially with, connecting with his big man, like he did with Clint Capella, doing that with the Bam Adebayo. I think it can be useful. I think that talking with our guy, John Michael Say, he says, he has the reputation as a coach killer. Well, he's not going to have any of that pull if he came down to Miami. Obviously, Spoelstra is, basically the dude who is the organization right now. When you give a guy that much money and that many years, unless you're the Detroit Pistons and you're going to fire a guy with 7 years left on a deal, it's really Spoelstra's show in a lot of ways. And I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to look like, with the draft and all that. But I just think that for him, he's dynamic offensively. All of his shortcomings, aside from his height, are defensive, a lot of those things. And I think that if you did put him in a more structured organization, I just can't hate on it, man. I can't turn that down. And I don't think the Heat, if you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me, hey, Terry Rozier, Trey Young, I can love Terry Rozier as a player and I can respect Terry Rozier as a player and what he's done, but he's not Trey Young. Let's not be silly just because the guy, why? Because he has 6'7" wingspan. No, he's not Trey Young. He's a very nice player. He's not a 3-time All-Star. So we'll see. Fresno, what do you think of Donovan Mitchell coming to Miami? What are the chances of that coming? It's hard to put a percentage on it, Fresno, because I don't know what Donovan Mitchell wants. I don't think, it's been interesting hearing Udonis Haslem speak on it because he has kind of almost dared Donovan Mitchell on a couple occasions nationally. Well, how come he hasn't signed the extension? He clearly hasn't always wanted to be in Cleveland. And you can do 6 degrees of Bam Adebayo to realize hey, the guy probably knows what he's talking about on some level. And, if he were to become available, I think that he would be interested. Does that mean they get him? It's kind of hard to get your hopes up with the way that the trade talks have gone and the summers have gone as of late. But I would very much like them to do what they can to make that happen, because I think that 1, he's awesome. 2, you want to keep Bam happy. Did you see guys today? You see Bam Adebayo. He posted on social media. Let's see if I can get this for you guys here. He posted a photo, or he posted a comment, excuse me. And it was a comment on the Heat's championship photo, because today is the anniversary of 2 of their championships, right? And that comment. And so Bam posted on there just going, man. And I was just like, oof, that made me feel terrible because, he's sitting here and he's looking at trophies. He's seeing his friend with the trophy. He's seeing his friend with a trophy perusing around his town, and then all these memories flood up. And, it was cool. Like it's cool to see all the reminiscing. These are special things. Championships don't come around so often. It's been 10 years in this town. That's why you guys should appreciate the Florida Panthers and what they're doing right now. And you should appreciate, these times for the Heat and how hard it has been. But it's got to hurt for Bam. And so we are always under the assumption that the disgruntled star is going to want to come to Miami and get their better chances here. But if you're the team that gets bounced in the first round and you see guys you think you're better than or equal to winning a championship, yeah, that leaves you with some frustration and some questions. And so I think that Donovan Mitchell would appease a lot of that for Bam Adebayo. That would be my guess. Macman says, if Bam wanted a championship more, could have dominated Horford and Cornette more. Did Cornette even play in that series, Macman? I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure he was injured for like all but one game. You're lashing out, dude. -1. And you're acting like he wasn't good in that series, which he was. He was like the only player that was playable. Crazy. Let's see. Jay, are you excited to see that Jokic-Jovic chemistry in the Olympics? Very much so. I'm very excited for all summer basketball. I'm excited for Summer League. I'm excited for the Olympics. I'm excited for Olympic recruiting. I'm very excited to see what Jovic looks like with that team. I think it's a very, very solid team. So, boof. What are your thoughts on the Caruso trade? Good trade. Solid trade. Perfect trade for that team. I know immediately everybody was in the point of like, hey, how come the Heat aren't already making moves? But pretty interesting. And it feels like a perfect guy. Makes them defensively even better. So I think he's a perfect guy for that team. Nice move. Do you think the Panthers are going to choke? No. Why the hell? No. Jesus? Why would it? No. Terrible. What are these questions today, man? Let's see. What else we got? Jay Miami. Tobin, Jimmy needs to go. Definitely not to Philly. Ship him out west. Was interesting to see those reports. I've seen some comments here about the Paul George thing because that was a weird report. Yeah, that Paul George, that the Sixers and Paul George are no longer. What was the way Shams reported it? Let me get the exact tweet from him. But I thought it was a weird tweet because like who reports that, right? Like who reports waning interest on a guy, right? Like that's just a very strange thing to put in the ether. So Shams tweeted today around 5:00 p.m. Eastern time. 76ers interest in pursuing Paul George has significantly waned in recent days, and the franchise is expected to be aggressive elsewhere with its salary cap flexibility and draft capital leading into next week's NBA draft. Nobody finds that to be a weird report. Like it's weird, right? Because you get reports on interest all the time. Hey, such and such is interested in this person. Such and such is trying to trade for this person. Very rarely do you have, before a pursuit even started, not that interested in Paul George anymore. What? What is that? I talked about this on one of my clip videos on the channel, but like a couple of things must have happened. All right. Either the Philadelphia 76ers already have first off, what I think happened was Paul George and Joel Embiid had this like NBA finals hit on the desk. And if you guys watched it, it was really awkward. And it was only awkward for one reason. Joel Embiid sucked the air out of the entire segment. Like Paul George was barely there. All he said was, "First time I've been to the finals." And you're just like, oh, it's like, hey, dude, you're new Tobias Harris. Congratulations, Paul George. And so I feel like something happened there. Like something was like, hey, we didn't vibe right. Don't think that went well. Joel didn't like him. And so one could look at it and say, hey, does the Sixers, have they pivoted and say, Joel Embiid's like, hey, do what you can to get Jimmy Butler. That's who I want. I want Jimmy. And pay Jimmy what he wants and trade the Heat what they want, but get me Jimmy Butler, other than trading Maxey, right? So give the Heat a heap of picks, get me Jimmy Butler. I just think that that's what that signifies they probably want to do. It's just too weird a report, right? And there was somebody I saw on Twitter earlier that says they're not interested in Zach LaVine. So I don't know, man. I now here comes the interesting thing is what's the market then for Jimmy if this does become a thing? And again, my Tobes disclaimer is I want Jimmy Butler on the Heat. I want his career to end with the Heat. I want him to get his extension. Okay, let's move on. But if Jimmy Butler wants a trade, do the Heat do right by Jimmy Butler? You know, do they trade him where he wants to go, or do they jump the market and see what it is? So I don't know. I'm very, very curious to see that. All right, let's go. Rursker. I don't think I'm saying your name right, dude. Tobin, hear me out. I'll always hear you out, dude. Rozier for a far better start. DeLon at point. Trade Herro and Triple J and the 15th pick for Donovan Mitchell. So you want to, okay, so trade Rozier for a 4. Okay, I'm with you there. Start DeLon Wright. I want DeLon Wright back for sure. He was great. I would love DeLon Wright back with the Heat. And then trade Donovan Mitchell for Herro, Jaquez, and somebody at 15. I think that would end up being I think that would be an ideal swap of assets. Hopefully you're not going to be like held feet to the fire by Cleveland to give up everything for them. There was that one report that said they were interested in Jaquez and would be interested in Jaquez and Herro. Yeah, I don't know if just starting DeLon Wright would be the move. Because in my mind, if you're doing that, the way I would go is I would start Duncan and Spida. And I would go that direction. But I'm with you with, do you bring in a 4 or do you, in that case, if you keep Jovic, you just make Jovic the 4. And you're just going with Spida, the chemistry of Duncan Robinson, hoping he stays healthy, and then solidifying some stuff around those guys. So I'm with you. I'm with you there. Let's see. Ty says, I know this would never happen, but just for fun, if Miami traded Bam, what do you think you would go for in the market? Man, great question. Hate it. No problem with it, Ty. You're cool, but don't love it just because I hate the idea. I want Bam to be on the Heat forever. He's their best asset. I mean, yeah, he would be their best asset. What could he get? Feels like if you traded Bam Adebayo, you could get whatever you wanted. Maybe outside of like the top, the top 10 players in the league. So maybe like everybody would want to trade for him. Who's not like you got a top 2 first or second team all NBA guy or somebody super, super young, like Wemby, you know what I mean? So you basically could get in the game for anyone. I don't have like the immediate guy off the top of my head, but yeah, that would, I mean, that's a complete reset, but I don't think the Heat are going to do that. Let's see. What do you think about Jimmy for Mitchell? I want to add Spida with Jimmy. I know the theory too that's also out there of, hey, do you the theory of, do you trade Jimmy, get the bevy of picks, then trade Donovan Mitchell with those picks, figure it out from there. Maybe if you could make that trade, then without giving up Jaquez, does Jaquez get Jimmy's spot? And do you just go with more of a youth movement and see where that goes? So That's, I guess, the roadmap that you're referring to there. Do I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers would straight up want Jimmy Butler? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let's see. Rob, what's up? Just want to get your thoughts on some of my trade targets. Mikal Bridges, Marcus Smart, and a sleeper, Cade Cunningham. Oh, that's an interesting one. I tell you what, man. I think we play Cade with the first game of the year this year that he barely beat them, right? And he was I thought he was so impressive. Admittedly, I'm not watching every Detroit game, so I don't know what he's doing, I guess, on a nightly basis to why they are the worst. But I remember, like, the first game, I was like, geez, this Cade Cunningham is incredible. I want to say, didn't he miss a shot? I know Bam had a buzzer beater to beat them, but I want to say, like, first game, didn't he have a look to beat the Heat and it rimmed in and out? Interesting. I just don't know, like, where does that, like, you would have to see, like, would Detroit, because I don't think he makes that much money yet. I don't think he signed an extension. Maybe he's up for that this year. What year is Kid? Is Kid got 2 years or 3? That's what I forget. I know he had the year where he was hurt with the shin weirdness. All right, so he's 3 years in. I think that means he would be eligible for an extension this year. So I don't know how that complexes thing, but it's interesting. Mikal Bridges. Trying to think how Mikal Bridges would, like, fit on this team. I guess you're just adding, like, an everything man to kind of help out. It'd be almost like adding DeJounte Murray. Not necessarily a glove fit, because it's like you're adding another wing with Bam and Jimmy. You probably would need to figure some things out there, but he's obviously a great player. Marcus Smart has been a guy that has been kicked around in Heat rumors before and Heat fodder before. Be a cool revenge story, right? Like, if you brought Marcus Smart to the Heat and you just wanted Marcus Smart just on the ultimate FU to get back at Boston, you bring back Marcus Smart for some revenge fuel. I could dig that. That would be fun. What else we got here? Alex, will trading Markkanen be the answer will trading for Markkanen be the answer versus Boston? Man, I think that would be that'd be a really, really fun thing. I don't know how much I buy the Lauri Markkanen stuff, because that was really kind of a weird report, admittedly, from Sean Devaney, who does a good job. I like his stuff, because Sean does an interesting thing with his reports where he's always talking to execs, anonymous execs, and they kind of give their feel of the league, right? But I found that one interesting because it's like, this guy was just like, oh yeah, that would be the perfect guy next to an AD or a Bam. But I would be like, Lauri's at this part of his career. Like, does he want to go to a team to contend necessarily, or does he like being in Utah where he's the dude right now and getting crazy money, maybe making all-star teams again? Yeah, ideally he'd be perfect next to Bam. And help this team a lot. But there's the Danny Ainge factor. I don't know how much I believe that he's available. So he would be he would obviously be a big piece and would help the Heat tremendously. I just don't know how much I buy it. RMT, what are the team's needs in this upcoming draft? I think really, here's the way I look at it with the Heat. Yeah, size I think would definitely be a big plus, and I've looked into the Zach Edey stuff. The thing with the bigs is I'm very curious to see how much Spo would play a young big, and Zach's a little bit older, so we saw with Jaime last year he might be a little bit more prone to going and doing that. But it's one of those where I'm curious, like, if they do that, would Spo play him? Devin Carter is obviously the one that seems like the most logical Heat fit out of anybody. It just appears like he's not going to fall. I looked into Rob Dillingham because the Kentucky has been a good my Kentucky guy, my uncle who's the most rabid Kentucky Wildcats fan. He's like, best prospects in John Wall. Now, he says that's basically about every Kentucky Wildcat that comes out, but he nailed Bam and he nailed Tyler Herro. So I give him the benefit of the doubt, but he said, this was even before the mocks came out this week again. He goes, he's not getting past San Antonio. And nearly like every mock that I saw, he wasn't getting past San Antonio. So, Slim, my boy, have you checked out De Silva? I did. That one makes all the sense in the world just because he feels like the guy can do a little bit of everything, can shoot, would fit in like right away. Like right away, boom, he's going to help immediately. There's, a lot of rumblings around him too. So would definitely be into Tristan De Silva as well. That's the thing though. Like I haven't looked at any guy though in this draft process and like would hate it. Like Edey's the one I think everybody looks at and is like they have an opinion because they think he's a big oaf and he's not going to work in the league. But I don't think he's going to not work in the league. It's just like, is he going to be a foundational piece and be like as dominant as he wants to call? I don't know. But everybody is going to have like he's going to be the pick. I feel like everybody's going to make fun of. But De Silva, like if the Heat, like if you're a guy of that age, like how do you not look at that immediately? Like Hawkins be like, oh, the Heat feel like he's perfect. I'm going to give Adam Simon the benefit of the doubt. And quite frankly, like, look, we can be pissed about the whales and we can be pissed about the missed trades. That front office, that part of the front office, the scouting, the drafting, dude, that to me, they have been so good at hitting home runs. Pressure Tua notwithstanding. They've been so good. That's the go-to place where you could say, I have faith in them. They're going to get it done. And even if you wanted to go with Precious Achiuwa is not a bum. He's still playing in the league. Yes. Maxey, that one missed out. But remember, Tyrese Maxey, you're coming off the bubble year, Tyler Herro. You feel like you have this up-and-coming star. All right, Tyler Herro hasn't proven what Maxey is to be yet. Maybe he will be. I don't know. But I kind of understood why like they wouldn't necessarily go in that direction. Whiffed. Okay. Didn't get him. They've done pretty good. I think that the Heat and Adam Simon, all them have done a pretty good job in the aftermath of that. Let's see. Goat. Tobin, how about getting Brook Lopez, playing him next to Bam? Yeah, I saw this today with who was it? O'Connor of the Ringer. He says, he says they might make him available. This one intrigues me if the Miami Heat are going to go into like a run it back mode with Jimmy, right? Like, so let's say they don't give Jimmy the extension, but they're not trading Jimmy. They don't like the trade stuff for Jimmy. And Jimmy's like, all right, this is my last year with you guys. So then do the Heat go in a mode of like, hey, let's get a couple of veterans who are perfect, kind of like a la, the Lauri, PJ Tucker, and they try and tweak it like that and go at it and just build better around Bam and Jimmy and go about that direction. But yeah, the Brook Lopez thing would intrigue me. That certainly feels like a perfect fit next to Bam. Getting old, but I think that they could work with that. I think they could get work with that, especially with 1 year left on his deal. If you're not have to commit this big thing, so I'm into that. Robbie, Tobin, when do Q&As come back on dude? Look, I don't know, man. I don't know. Once you left, like the care of it wasn't there as much anymore. I got breaks to do. I got things and sound to set up. And when I'm at the studio, first of all, if it's a rare all studio show, I got to get Leroy and J-Fig corralled into the studio. It's like herding cats. And, I just don't have time for it, man. Maybe like we'll do like one a week. We could try and figure that out. We could try and figure that and bring you in as a guest because you are truly the guru of the Q&A. That's the way it goes, dude. What else? Doom. Says that's a start. Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate that. Broham says Giannis isn't letting Brook go. I'll never let you go, Brook. Listen, all I want him to let go is Dame. Let go of Dame. Let him go to Bam. He never wanted to be with you anyway, Giannis. TJ says, hey, Tobin, just want to say, when I see one of your new videos, no question, got to watch. Love your stuff. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the love. OV, Luca and Lively for Herro, Herro, Jaime, Terry, Caleb, and picks. Man, is that it? That's that. Yeah. Listen, send it in. F it. Send it in. You want to see what it looks like, Dan? Nope. I don't want to see, What else we got? How bad are the Gators going to whoop the Canes? Get out of here, Eddie. Come on, bro. I don't want to hear that nonsense. Nonsense, dude. I don't want to hear any of that stuff. What else? Raphael's watching from the Philippines. Appreciate you, dude. Who's more of a traffic cone on defense, Trey or Dame? Man, probably Trey. Because I think that Trey genuinely gives up. I think Dame tries, which is another thing with Tyler. I think Tyler stinks at defense. He's not very good, but Tyler tries. He's trying. You can't say he's trying. And there are moments where Tyler has gotten into passing lanes and he's gotten a little bit better and trying. He's trying. Tyler's not a dog on defense. Some guys are dogs on defense. They don't even care. Just get out there and score the buckets. I don't think Tyler Herro's like that. Tyler Herro goes and gets rebounds. Tyler Herro's trying his best. I think he just, he's got to figure out his physical limitations on stuff because it just looks like he can get bullied on the court too much, And I'm not even talking about just defensively either. But, dude, the talent is obvious with Tyler. The kid is good. The kid is good. Let's see. Zegia says, how are we living rent-free in the Celtics' head? Derek White's dad still talking about Jimmy, quoting him from last year. Look, the Heat have very clearly been the Joker in their story, and they are trying to exercise whatever demons, whatever scars the Miami Heat have put on them. The thing that's just been funny with the Boston thing, and I've laughed in the face of the Bill Simmonses of the world, the ringer people, the people who are the Celtics have been disrespected in this entire ordeal. They haven't been disrespected. They've been the favorite the entire time. Jason Tatum has been the golden child of the NBA. They've been trying. If you're not cool, you're not cool. I don't know what to tell you. No one ever said the guy stinks, but they're trying to make him seem like the face of the league. And I don't know. People just don't gravitate towards him. I can't say what it is. They do it with Ant-Man, even Joker. I feel like people are appreciating Joker. They're appreciating Luka. Jimmy has gotten that X factor. Jimmy's on every damn commercial. Maybe now that he's won, it'll come to him, but they just don't think that he's cool. Even and neither with and the same thing goes for Jaylen Brown. Dude's getting punked on the court by Duncan Robinson. They're good. They're just not cool. That's all right. The Spurs weren't cool. Duncan Robinson. Tim Duncan was dominant, but nobody liked watching them. It's okay. Nobody disrespected them. This wasn't their favorite thing to watch. It's okay. Happens. Same thing with their stupid football team that cheated. Nobody liked the Patriots. They're boring. They weren't fun. So, yeah. What else we got? What else we got here? Robbie says cool is overrated. Let's see. Polly says, hey, Tobin, when are we going to see you on the OGs podcast? I love that podcast. Never. I'm a bum. Why would they want me on that? I'm not fit for a platform like that. I am just, I'm a carnival barker, but I do really enjoy that podcast. I'd love them to get Spo. There's two guys I really would like on the OGs podcast because they are really good on the reminiscing. I want Spo. I love Spo in a long form, and Bosch. I love Chris Bosch. Anytime we get a good Chris, and I don't know where Chris has been. It feels like Chris Bosch has just been off in the ether. We haven't heard from him. He's not on social media as much anymore. So, yeah, I would love that. What else we got? Alan's giving us a Leroy. Boom, boom, boom. What else? Cafe Bar. 2 wins, man. We got this. You listen, they're winning tomorrow night, making Canada all kinds of sad. Oh, Jay Miami says, how long have you been a Miami sports fan? I was a fan of every team my entire life. Basically, I mean, 6 years old is when all these teams basically came into existence. My parents were split, and I lived in New York, upstate New York, in a farm. My grandfather had a business down here since the 70s, and my dad didn't really take me to games because, I was split, and I was mostly with my mom when we moved around. And my grandfather was like into all the teams down here. And so whenever we would visit, he'd give me Marlins gear and he'd give me Panthers gear. And he took me to Miami Arena to Heat games when we were on vacation and Panthers games. And he took me to the first Marlins season. And then the only team I didn't gravitate towards for whatever reason was the Dolphins, which was strange because he had season tickets. But I found this affinity for the Jaguars, which I've since kicked, and that you can thank them for paying Blake Bortles. I was done with them. This is what killed me with the Jaguars: Blake Bortles, them being owned by a wrestling owner, and Urban Meyer. Done. But my grandfather had Dolphin season tickets, and we would go for all the Wannstedt years up until like Wildcat year. Then he was just getting a little too old to go. I was going into the real world, had to work. But he's the reason, man. Thomas Boyle, who my son, I'm named after him. He's the man. He saved me from being an obnoxious Northeastern fan. We moved down here when I was 11, finally and permanently. And then I got to be close to my loves. It was great. Lenny, how often are you going to be doing more of these lives? I'm going to try and do it more. I always say that, and then when the season gets busy, I feel like I want to do it more. So we'll see. It's right, Robbie. He saved me from being Vlad. Exactly. I could have been Tob O'Malley. He saved me. Yeah, man. He took me to a Heat game down, and we sat upper deck. But man, I remember Vashawn Leonard cooked in that game. I was a big Vashawn Leonard fan. Not Hardaway, not Alonzo. Walked out of the arena with a Vashawn Leonard jersey. I wish I still had it. Loved Vashawn Leonard. Crazy. Let's see. Vegeta. Oh, sorry. I'll get to yours too, buddy. Tobin, how sick is Robbie going to be after Tua gets his paper? You ask him, dude. He's in the chat. Maybe should I send Robbie? You want the link, dude? Can I bring you on for a couple minutes? I'll send it to him. See if he wants to pop on. That's on you, Robbie. I'll get you in here if he's up for it. If he doesn't want to, then that's completely fine as well. Let's see. Tobin, would it be better to trade Tyler Herro instead? Give me a little bit more deets on that, buddy, about like what you want to trade for Tyler Herro, because like I don't want to trade Tyler Herro for peanuts or just to get him the hell off the team. Like I don't think Tyler Herro is an addition by subtraction. So if you want to give me some more deets on that, dude, you don't have to super chat it. Just add your deets. I'll look for the Dragon Ball Z, dude, and I'll try and get that. But I need some more deets on what you're thinking there. Lulu wants me to do it more often. I'm going to try, Lulu. I'm going to try. Greetings for Barbados. We are 2 signings from contending. I agree. I don't think it's that many moves. I don't think it's like they got to rehaul the whole roster. I think that he can tweak. I think they need a tweak. They need a crank and a tweak. Like a and then and I think the Heat are there. I'm gonna tell that to Pat Riley next time I see him. Pat, you need that, and then and you're good. Crank it a tweet. Do. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see what else we got. Awesome says Tyler's absolutely gone. That's why they're asking for a top 5 pick. I don't know, dude. I mean, see, like that top 5 pick report was so weird and so undolphins. It's just, I don't know. It's just not their character. I don't know if I buy it. I don't know if I buy it, dude. I really don't. Not sure. Appreciate you, Cameron. You didn't put a question in there, dude, but I appreciate you. Thank you for super chatting it up. If you want to add a question, by all means, dude. I'll look keep it posted on you so we can get to that. Let's see. Bam, who would you trade Bam for? If we could go back in time and I could get prime Dwayne Wade on the Miami Heat to play with Jimmy Butler, that would be the only person I trade Bam for right now. I'm serious. Like, this is my theory on Bam, right? I think there is an element, and I know that this will sound strange coming from me because you guys know I'm a bit of a, accused of being a loose goose floozy on the radio show. But Bam's our guy. Bam is drafted on the Heat, and Bam has gotten very close and been part of the reason, right? It's different for me from Tyler because, Tyler has gone through his ups and downs. The Heat have rewarded Tyler, and I don't feel like it's kind of paid all the way back. Maybe it will one day. But Bam, that dude has played banged up. He's played with half an arm. He's played with a busted up hip this year. He very rarely misses games. The only time he majorly missed games, one season, fluke injury, up on thumb gets caught on the rim, and the guy never misses games. And he's the dude. He's the culture carrier for the Heat. And I'm intrigued by like what more he could be if he didn't have to do all the unselfish things that he has to hold the Heat together like duct tape, because I don't want it to be a situation where he gets burnt out by the time he's like 31 because he had to bang with, people 3 times his size his entire career. So very few. I don't even know what that like. You'd have to take me on like a long, luxurious dinner to convince me to do it for Ant-Man. And I'd be like, I don't know if I feel good about this. I don't know if I feel good about this, dude. I don't know. Oh, hello, Robbie.
Hello. What's up, Tobin?
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Whenever you want to pop on, buddy, it's all you. So I believe somebody asked, what is going to be your reaction when Tua gets that paper?
Well, I've kind of already accepted that. I mean, I feel like it's coming. I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. To be honest with you, now we see Trevor get paid, and we saw a bunch of other guys. I know you said like you'd be okay if he gets a prove it year, but to this point they haven't given it to him yet. Maybe they will give him a prove it year, but I think at the end of the day it's going to be like, are you going to find somebody better? And how long is that quest to find somebody better? And it's just like Tannehill all over again. So I've already accepted it.
More fun Tannehill, you would agree, though.
Well, he does have Tyreek Hill. He does have better weapons than Tannehill had. But I mean, yeah, I guess you could say more fun.
Tannehill did ruin his fun weapons.
Mike Wallace.
Yeah, Mike Wallace had people talking for him. Yeah. But I'm with you. Like the only thing that I wonder is like, do you ever feel like Stephen Ross just like? Does he have his limit of like spite just because like he did try and get Tom Brady twice with Tua there, or I guess once before he was there, once with him gone, and then like did also kick the tires on Deshaun Watson? So like, is there a point like is Stephen Ross like? You think there's any part of him that's thinking to himself, I don't know.
I think there definitely is. There's definitely is. He's definitely got that. I don't know. He went after Brady. He went after Watson while Tua was on the team. I feel like after seeing that performance against Kansas City, he's like, I don't know if I want to give him this guy $55 million, but
yeah.
And then where does it stop? Then it's 6. Then it's 60. Then then the next guy's gonna get 60, and mediocre quarterback is no. That's why the owners are now talking about a salary cap for quarterbacks.
Yeah, I know, but it's funny because it sounds like. Some of them are like, well, damage is done. Like, we're not doing it because I already paid my guys. What else we got here? Cornelius. Tobin Bam is a star player. Why do you have to make so many excuses for him? And yes, I am a Heat fan. I don't feel like I do make excuses for him. I feel like when he stinks, I say that he stinks. But he doesn't stink as often as the other guys who have failed have stunk. He's available, so you can't knock him on that. He has to defend the best player on the other team while also scoring, a bevy of points. So I don't, I think I appreciate his game where other people are like, he's not a true center. I hear a lot of dumb stuff on Bam Cornelius, so I think that's probably why. It reminds me a lot of Eric Spoelstra. Like, people used to say Spo sucked all the time. It was a sports radio, Robbie. It's a Hall of Fame sports radio topic down here. People didn't believe in Spo.
The bump and the shove.
Yeah, and I just would be like, what are you guys talking about? Like, you guys think he sucks? Like, what do you? I don't even understand that. It's just weird to me. Cody, DeMarcus Cousins at center, isn't he in Taiwan? I feel like he is.
Although I do got to say about Spo, the Brin Forbes strikes again. This time with Derek White. Derek White going for 38 points. Like, what is that? I mean, nothing against Spo. It's just a thing that happens to the Heat. I'm just saying.
At least though, the pride, he was good the rest of the playoffs too. Brin Forbes was never heard of again. Wasn't he arrested?
I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was arrested during the playoffs.
What happened to Brin Forbes? Something happened to Brin Forbes.
Right, I'll look it up.
I feel like something happened. Do you think Jamal Kane deserves a standard contract? That is a Heat hipster question. I love that. I love Jamal Kane. I would be all for it. Jamal Kane is the king of the putback. I don't know how he does it because he's not particularly big. I will say the thing, you know what I love about Jamal Kane, Robbie? I think he's arguably, because I watch every Heat player warm up. He's arguably the cockiest player on the team. And it's adorable because Chalmers, but they treat him like a little brother. It's funny because he wore his Oakland shirt. And I remember Coach Malik Allen was like, you have 4 teams in the tournament. That doesn't count. You've transferred 100 times. Because he was rubbing it in the face of Bam and Tyler Herro. He goes, yeah, you show Bam and Tyler this after Oakland beat Kentucky. And Malik goes, you got 4 teams in the tournament. But he's I'm telling you, dude, he's the cockiest player on the team. It's great. Jason, if Ball gets bought out, should Miami go after him? He has no knees left. I don't have a huge appetite for that one. I got to be honest with you.
By the way, Brin Forbes, I look up, literally it says, what happened with Brin Forbes? And I open it and it's a mugshot. And, and then it goes into he did get arrested.
What did he get arrested for?
If I go into it, I gotta fight through this internet. But if it does, let's see what he got arrested for. It was just a brief snippet there. He last played in the NBA while I'm scrolling down the wiki with Minnesota in 2023. Does it say anything about his arrest on his Wikipedia? It was something with a female was involved. Wait, on February 13th, 2024. Oh, he was arrested on assault.
Oof. Oh yeah, charged with family violence. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry for Brin Forbes. But I remember because anytime Brin Forbes comes up, I think of you. It's anytime it happens.
Whenever you see him in warm-ups of the Heat game, it's Brin Forbes. Oh yeah, I remember that series against the Heat where he made it 7 threes a game.
Brian says, why? I don't know why people are comparing JJ Redick to Spo. That made no sense. Can I just say, the Lakers PR machine is it is unlike anything else. I haven't heard the comparisons to Spo, but I heard they legitimately wrote that they think he could be the next Pat Riley. Wow. And I'm like, I'm just like, what? That's don't way to be subtle about it. Pat Riley. That's what you think because he podcasts? I don't know. Excuse me. My memory might be boggled. I think we all just saw the updated winning time. Was Pat Riley not on the staff? What are we talking about? He's going to be the next Pat Riley because he podcasted 4 times with LeBron.
Did JJ Redick stuff somebody in a shower and sprinkle him down? Is that we don't know of?
I think that was crazy. I'm like, way to set the guy up for failure. And the Lakers are going to get tired of him in 2 years. I know Doc Rivers is licking his chops. He can't wait for him to make his first excuse. Waddle just sent me the comparisons to spell. All right, I can't wait for this. Let me see what this is.
Is Doc Rivers still on the Bucks? They didn't get rid of Doc Rivers after all
still
that?
On the Bucks. Still on the Bucks. Let me see. I'm seeing. Okay. Lakers believe JJ Redick could be their version of Eric Spoelstra. Yeah, this is the line I read, but it says the 39-year-old Redick checks so many boxes for the Lakers' extensive checklist on the next coach. He's drawn initial comparisons to a young Pat Riley as a coaching prospect who jumped from playing in the broadcast booth to the coaching chair. Los Angeles is confident he can be their version of Eric Spoelstra or Steve Kerr, a culture setter who can grow with the franchise over a decade. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you something with JJ Redick. You know, I've seen him in whatever controversies he has been in. He's a lasher. We'll see. Eric Spoelstra, I don't understand how he can do it, dude. He is like, I want Spoelstra almost to yell more sometimes. It's just not how he's cut. But
he does give it to the refs pretty good, get some sleep.
Oh, dude, yeah, he does. And on the court, he's a psycho. He's a legitimate psychotic person. It's one of the fun things about going to the games and sitting there. Oh, Schmeathan is here. Hello, Schmeathan. Says, what the hell is on Robbie? Robbie's got that. He's got that mustache going on, dude. You do look like you're getting ready. You're going on the hunt.
Well, it's a play. It has been a playoff stash, and the Panthers are still in the playoffs, and so yeah. keep it going. Hopefully, they could get rid of it tomorrow night. But yeah, it's the playoff stash.
By the way, so the gig you left us for, so you saw Bam recently. You saw Bam recently. Can you divulge what he was doing? Can you give any insight to that?
Yeah, it wasn't a Heat. It was a video we were filming, but it wasn't for the Heat. It was for one of those fancy magazines. I won't say the name. I know the name, but it's but yeah, it was something that it was like he was going over the 10 things, like his 10 most essential items that he has to have on him at all times.
So you brought up the dominoes showdown to him. Did he know what you were talking about?
Yes, he did. He did. I probably say, hey, Bam, I heard Leroy. He says, when's the next dominoes game? And Bam, he flat out said, "Oh, beat his ass." He said it exactly. That's exactly what he said.
We need to make that happen. I don't know how much the Heat are going to love the idea of us bringing dominoes. Although I feel like that would make us a really popular table at Media Day. Not that we don't get everybody anyway, but if we had a dominoes game going on during the entire show, that could be our new thing this year. I don't know. I think I'd be up for that.
Well, one of his 10 essential items a band is he carries around with him is his dominoes set, and it's engraved. Like it has his name.
Is it? I didn't see. That was the thing. I didn't know that he was into dominoes until last year. Because we were talking to Jay Rich, and Jay Rich was making fun of me. He's like, yeah, he doesn't have any hobbies. He doesn't like anything other than basketball. And then Bam took offense to it. He goes, I have hobbies. I have things I like. I like dominoes, because I always thought that was Jimmy's thing.
But yeah, you got to get request Bam at Media Day, and you guys got to play dominoes at Media Day.
I got to get my my dominoes game right then over the next 8 weeks.
Yeah, send in the request now for media. Send into the Heat PR. Hey, we need Bam for Media Day.
Yeah, hey guys, I need Bam. I'm also gonna make extra minutes for dominoes just in case there's a tie. If there's sudden death.
So get Glenn to approve the extra time with him on.
Crazy. No, that is fun. That is one of the fun days. You get to have people go in and out. What else we got here? What do people want to talk about? I'm trying not to get replays. Boom. Izzy says, sup, Tobin and Robbie. Sorry I missed the HR of the stream. Had a prior engagement to it. Well, listen, buddy, you can go back and watch it on demand. I appreciate you stopping by. Derman says Panthers in 6. I agree. What is your confidence level, Robbie? Are you nervous?
Not nervous yet. I'm still feeling pretty good, but I'm at the same time. When they were up 3-0, I wasn't counting my chickens. You know how I feel about 3-0. It's only 3-0 for one game, and then it's either 4-0 or it's 3-1, and the odds change.
I don't believe that,
especially in hockey. In hockey, things are different.
I can't believe how the Conn Smythe odds have flipped over the last 2 games, though. It's crazy.
that is fishy AF. SDI had said that they're going to give it to McDavid no matter what, and now he's the favorite, even though they're down 3-2. So even if they lose, are they going to give him the award?
It seems like it, right?
Yeah,
because he is. Hell, you finished top 5 all time in playoff points. it's pretty like if it went 7, I'd feel okay-ish about it unless Bob like shut them out. If Bob wins on a shutout, kiss my ass. He deserves it. But because that would be what? That would be 3 shutouts. I think 3 shutouts for the playoffs, plus the greatest save you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, I guess
he deserves it. I mean, Connor McDavid, sorry. But if it goes 7 and it's like a 4-3 game, all right. I could live with it. I just think it's lame.
Well, I don't care who wins the Stanley Cup. I don't care who wins the Conn Smythe. As long as the Panthers are holding up the Stanley Cup, who they could give the Conn Smythe to whoever they want.
Same. I don't even know. I gotta be honest with you, I don't even know what it looks like. What the hell does the Conn Smythe look like?
I don't know what it looks like either.
Conn Smythe. What? Let's see. What does the Conn Smythe?
And plus, it's hard to skate with that around and skate with the cup. You got.
Let me see. It's not even a cool looking trophy. What is it? A maple leaf on wood?
Oh, ew. It's a Canadian trophy.
I'm gonna bring this up here so you guys can see what the cons. This is what we're arguing over. Ridiculous, dude. Here we go. Conn Smythe Award. Loading. Boom.
Oh,
that's an ugly trophy, dude. That looks like a pancake eating contest trophy.
It does.
Whatever. All right. All right, guys. I'm calling it on this live chat. Robbie, I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Maybe we'll do this again next week.
Yeah, if you guys need your stream fix, we'll be doing. I try to sneak in my walk and talks. Every now.
You can walk and talk when we're in. I don't mind, dude. Like I'm not like here running for like quarterly hours. Like if people want to tune into you, I'm cool because like everything's on demand these days. I don't want you to feel like on even days we're there. If you want to talk from 10 to 10:15, go by all means. People can find us.
I'm supposed to be in usually at 10 a.m. So the walk and talk works out perfectly. I walk and talk, get the Twitchers all warmed up, and then bam, right in what your show starts. That's usually how it works.
What a lead-in, dude. All right, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah,
all right, everybody. Thank you as well for dropping by on the live chat. And appreciate all the super chats there too, man. You guys were awesome, and we will we'll do this again next week. I had a lot of fun doing it. So thinking, when's the draft? Draft's Wednesday. Maybe we'll do a pre-draft one like on Tuesday. I think I might have like a Bleacher Report hit that day too. So we'll do lots of chatting on that Tuesday as the Heat get ready for their draft. And everybody have a great night.